attended to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of SkiP HappEns. A view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
There she is.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Deb. How are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am very excited because I am such a fan of this artist, of this guy right there. All right. His name is Nate Smith. Sony Nashville. Big time. Been listening to his music all day long, and I just cannot get enough of it. He's got a smile that lights up a room, as you can see. Infectious personality, positive attitude. I found that out already just talking to him for the last few minutes before the cameras went on. I want y'all to say hi to my new friend, Nate Smith. Nate, what's up, man?
Hello. Skip.
Welcome.
Yeah, SkiP happens. And, you know, before the night is over, SkiP will happen. One way or another, something will happen, and we'll go, SkiP happens.
That's the best name for a podcast ever.
Thanks, dude. Coming from you, that means a lot. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
So tell us, Nate, first of all, the first question is, we always ask, describe your surroundings. Where are you? And describe your surroundings a little bit.
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, upstairs in a friend's house during dinner. So I came up here during dinner, and I was like, hey, I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so. I'm surrounded by bottles of bourbon and just random things in here. I don't know if it's an office or a den. I think it's a den.
So you went over there for dinner?
Yes.
Okay, I got to ask, what were you having for dinner?
We're having tacos, but they're not ready yet, so it's like perfect.
That's that all-around quick type of meal. You get the
we're having tacos,
Yep.
and we're having what I was telling you guys earlier, ponies. They're called ponies. These little tiny beers right here. It's a pinky up kind of beer, and they're guilt-free. They're like 70 calories. So
I love it. I love it. It's a Miller too, right? It's a Miller. So
it's a Miller High Life, yeah.
Yeah, you know, they used to make Miller in this neck of the woods, but I think they kind of moved out of the area. But I see a lot of Miller when we're down in Nashville. Miller's like one of the top beers. So
now that you mention that, I haven't seen a Miller around in forever.
No, not in this area. We are in the Northeast, Deb. You're not going to see too many Millers. But when we go to Nashville, it's almost everywhere. So
you guys got like Youngling and
that
kind of thing. Yeah,
like a lot of the craft beers and stuff like that. Are you a craft beer drinker?
I love craft beer. Love.
Well, then you fit right in.
Yes, exactly. Let's talk about
this belly of mine did not happen overnight, folks. Overnight. Lots of beer.
I keep looking at mine the same way, going, "Oh, hey, dude,
well
I got to talk
earned.
about this." See, I've already made my appointment for down the road to get a stent. You know, because I know I have high cholesterol and all that. So, 2 years down the road, I've already done that. So, and I'm cooking on my griddle, so I'm eating all things that are bad. So it's just dude. I'm telling you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, you know what? Let's talk about you. Enough of that stuff. But I want to go back a little bit because I was reading some of the bio and some information about you. 2018, you're from California.
That's right.
The fires, and you lost everything.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. November of 2018, we had a wildfire breakout, and it just kind of happened unexpectedly. I mean, I guess that's how a lot of fires happen, but this one was just really, really, really awful. And it was hard because Paradise is a really small town, and there's only a couple ways out of the town. So when you've got all these people trying to leave at the exact same time, it's very difficult to get out of there. But I was very fortunate because my apartment was where I could get right on the main road. So I was able to get out pretty easily. So
you lost all your guitars.
I lost my guitars, family heirlooms, stuff that you can't really, you can replace clothes, you can replace certain things, but some stuff it's like, my great grandpa's cigar box that I had all my little keepsake, my first ticket stubs and all this kind of stuff in there. And,
were you one of those that always kept your ticket stubs?
At least
every
the
show
first
that
one.
you went to. Yeah, at least the first one.
Yeah.
And do you remember what the first show was that you went to?
It was Blink 182.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
It
Isn't that
was
amazing? Just amazing how we can remember those things.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
the very first concert you went to. So,
Yep.
that
So,
is
but yeah, ended up moving down to Chico, which is right next to Paradise.
okay.
Moved in with my dad. He had a house down there, and I got really fortunate because a lot of people were very, very displaced. You know, they had nowhere to go. So we had like our Walmarts were filled with tents, and you know, all the hotels were filled with people. It was kind of a crazy time.
It's still a crazy time when you think about that. That was 2018. Here we are in 2022, and still all that crap is going on. I mean, the fires and the people being displaced, and you know, a lot of people are now losing their lives, and it's just crazy. Whether it's the
I know it.
fires, whether it's the flooding, whether it's so much going on the West Coast. So,
I know it. I know it. It's hard.
do you still have family there?
My sister lives in the Bay Area still.
Okay.
But my dad, my mom, and my brother my grandparents all moved to the state of Idaho.
Oh, wow.
In two
Okay.
different spots. My dad's up in the top near Coeur d'Alene, and then
Okay.
mom and brother and are all down in Boise.
Wow. So
Boise, Idaho. You don't hear that much.
Yeah.
no, not at all. Now, let's talk about the first song you had out. It hit TikTok, right? And then it just exploded. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's kind of crazy because like I wasn't like doing the whole TikTok thing, and then a friend of mine who had a pretty good following on there was like, "You ought to put your music up there and just kind of see how it does." And I started using it to promote my songs, and at that time you didn't see a whole lot of like people in their car with like the quotes like, "If you're going through a breakup, this song's for you. Here you go. Like listen." Like you didn't have that like cheesy kind of, you know, you didn't have that.
Right.
And so when I put up this song called Wildfire up there. It was really shocking that it got the views that it did, and then seeing that my streams on DSPs were starting to move up a little bit was pretty exciting. And I was like, wow, like I guess it's real, because I didn't think the views were even real. For some reason I thought it was like a fake thing, or I don't know, you know.
I still feel like that sometimes, but we
It's
hear
real.
all these awesome stories with artists and how they get their kickstart from TikTok. But what always baffles me is how your music, it just has to go to one person who tells one person, and then it tells 2 and 4, and it just multiplies so quickly.
And look,
that-
I mean, TikTok, you know, there's people who are like, they would call themselves like TikTokers and that kind of thing. I definitely am not one of those people, but it's a wonderful tool. It works. It gets your
amazing.
music out there, and if you're not using it as an artist right now, like you're behind.
Yeah,
you know?
no doubt. I mean, back in the day, you as an artist would have to go and knock on doors and drop your demos off and say, will you please listen to this and give me an opportunity? Now you can do it all right there from right where you are, right where you're sitting. Just upload it. Hopefully somebody will notice it.
Totally. So. It's kind of wild, right? But it's also, it serves the fan really well, because, you know, they're seeing like stuff, like more and more videos and teases of songs that are coming out, and you're able to interact with all of them and thank them for listening. So it's really, I think it's great all around for everybody.
Absolutely. What about I Don't Need to Go to Heaven Because Heaven's Right Here?
Man, that was one of those ones where, you know, we wrote and you know, put it up on TikTok, and saw that it was responding to people in different ways. Like some people, it was kind of like, hey, this is our wedding song, or this song makes me think of my significant other. And some people, like one guy was fighting for his life. He had cancer, and like that was kind of his anthem during that season and stuff. And just to see that it kind of like hit multiple ways was kind of special to me, you know, and I would have missed out on that interaction.
Yeah, I actually went to the YouTube video today, and I was reading a lot of those comments, and exactly what you said, how it touches everybody a little bit different.
Yeah.
But then again, the same, because it's such a great song.
Man, I mean, and that's what I love so much about being able to make music right now. Like I wasn't necessarily planning on being an artist ever again. And, but I'm thankful to be doing this, because like my mission is really to make music that really touches hearts in different ways and stuff. But then also we got the fun drinking songs as well. So.
And we're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
what do you mean ever again? You were giving it up? You weren't going to do what you did?
Because I moved to Nashville already in 2008. I moved here, had a record deal on the table, and then I moved here, and then it fell through because the person that, you know, and you guys know this, but maybe the listeners don't, like that your A&R is the person at the label
Mhm.
that's kind of signing you and helping you out. And
Sure.
he ended up leaving, so it kind of left me in
Oh.
limbo. And I signed a publishing deal for 3 years, writing songs for other people. And I went through a pretty hard breakup in my life and moved back to California. And that was kind of like my touch with doing the whole thing. I did a lot of other jobs other than music, but I was planning on being a nurse. Actually, that was my
Oh, awesome.
whole plan. So yeah.
So what circled you? What made you circle back?
Well, so the fire happened. At the time, I was working at a hospital nearby, an ICU and trauma. So I was, doing that and really loving it. I was looking into accelerated nursing programs because I was a nurse assistant at that time. And but yeah, what did it for me was a friend of mine mailed me a guitar. So I got a new guitar sent to my doorstep, and
Sweet.
ended up writing a song about the fire. And called One of These Days. I put it up on Facebook and stuff, and just like, hey, if this helps anybody, that kind of thing. And it did. And it really touched people's hearts. And they were saying things like, man, like I haven't been able to process this and I haven't cried. And the song's really helping me out. I'm like, man, that's so cool. Cause like the song's so much bigger than the person that wrote it, or whatever. And so I just saw that happened. And it was just like, immediately I was doing benefit shows and playing for other survivors and all this kind of stuff. And it just inspired me to start writing. I just kind of got into a writing mode, I guess, and started writing songs, and then getting back in touch with some friends in Nashville. And it's been kind of a journey to get to this point. So
you took a little break.
Yeah.
You had to gear up for the big road you have ahead.
About 10-year break. Yeah. So
Probably a much needed break, just to be able to get yourself back together and kind of think about where you want to go in life. Totally get that.
Exactly.
Totally.
And just grow up a little bit. I've got a lot to do still, but like I know I'm a little more grown up than when I was 22, so just a little bit, but
just a little.
Don't ever
That's
grow
okay.
up. I'm just saying, don't
No,
ever
no,
really
no.
grow up. And that's just a number. Forget about that. That's what I've been doing. So don't ever grow up. What about your songwriting though? You've written these songs.
Yeah,
right?
I've written them. The ones that are out, I've written or co-written, and I'm even looking for songs that I didn't write. And because when I first signed my publishing deal, my new publishing deal with Sony Music Publishing here in Nashville in fall of 2020, Rusty, who runs the publishing place, he told me, he said, your job now that we signed you is to find the greatest song in Nashville, whether you write it or somebody else did. And I was like, wow. And it just sank. It just got me right here. He said, Nate, this isn't a singing contest. This is a song contest in country music. And I was like, wow. And those kind of words really inspired me. So I've been on the search. Every day I'm listening to songs I didn't write, looking for songs, and then I'm writing as much as possible. So it's kind of a combination effort.
See, now I just learned something new. I'm very much about learning every angle of this business that I can. And I never knew that as working for, having a publishing deal, that you would get the opportunity to listen and look at other songs. I thought it was all about you creating those best songs. So that's got to be fun, listening to other people's thoughts and feelings.
For sure. And it's even more fun when you hear a song that you connect to and you go, this feels like I wrote this. Like it's what I would say. It's the melodies I would probably use. Like that's what really blows my mind is I found a few like that where I felt a really special connection, and we've cut those songs because we have an album coming out. We don't have a date on it just yet, but for top of the year it'll be coming out. So pretty pumped.
Yeah, I definitely would be pumped. Now you're out on tour.
Yes.
Right, you've got a few days, I guess, early in the week at home, but then you hit the road for the weekend.
Yep. So I flew in last night. I'm here today and I'm flying out tomorrow. So I got one day in between this time. But yeah, because I'm doing radio tour as well as regular tour. I'm on tour with Brett Eldredge right now on his Songs About You tour. Brett's a good friend of mine and just awesome guy to learn from, like the best mentor.
He's another bundle of energy.
He's wonderful. He's just a wonderful person.
Tell us about the whiskey on You tour.
Yeah, so a lot of it got rescheduled.
Yeah.
That's just a side note. My voice, I lost my voice. I was just pushing too hard and not realizing how to take care of it. So we've actually had to reschedule a lot of those dates. But we'll be hitting it back up. Some of them are as late as December. We've had to push them to get it rescheduled and stuff. But I learned valuable lesson on making sure that I warm up my voice even before sound check, and before I go on and perform. I'm drinking teas. I've got a steamer with me on the road. I've got a nebulizer I'm using with normal saline. Like I'm doing all this stuff now that I didn't know at this level that you have to do, you know?
Now, who told you to do all that? Your doctor? Because you had bronchitis, correct?
I had bronchitis. Yep. Brett gave me some of that information.
Cool.
My vocal coach gave me some of that information. And then my voice doctor gave me some of that information. So kind of a combination of those three.
Crazy.
There is a lot that has to be done for your own. I mean, it's a muscle, I guess, right? So it's like somebody working out and using weights.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah,
right?
it's like an athlete. It's like it's a vocal athlete, if you really think about it.
I like that term. Yes.
For sure. So you could easily pull something if you're not used to singing that much and all that. So the goal is just to, you know, when I'm not on stage, I'm talking less. I'm not using a lot of volume. I'm just really aware of that kind of stuff. I'm aware when I'm singing to not push, you know, too hard.
Even in radio, though, we have a tendency to kind of push it a little bit too much. And then, or if I'm at a ball game and I get all excited and I'm cheering and I'm pushing my voice, and then all of a sudden I go, uh-oh. You know, you start sounding like this, and it's like you don't mean to, but you do. I mean, it's crazy.
And people depend on your voice to be working.
That's your livelihood.
It is. So like my band, if I don't play, they're not making any money, you know, and like all that kind of. So it's a lot to think about. So I go to, and sleep is the biggest thing. So when my guys will stay out kind of late and stuff, and I'm right back to the hotel, 10 p.m. Good night. Like.
Wow, you are very disciplined.
I have to be. The last show of each week, I let go. You know.
I don't say
you have to have a little bit of a good time somewhere. So.
Yep.
Exactly. What got you originally into playing music?
Well, I just kind of always liked it. I just always really enjoyed listening to it. And there's a video of me even as like a 4 or 5 year old with a fake guitar. I just kind of just naturally just was drawn to it. Yeah. The melodies of like Tchaikovsky and all this stuff as a little guy. I remember my mom was playing that stuff, but I started trying to sing when I was about 9 years old. I was listening to Garth Brooks a lot, and I was listening to Elvis Presley, driving my family nuts because I couldn't sing very good. I'm not saying I sing any better now, but definitely couldn't then. And I just started singing. I don't know. It's like this weird thing where it was just natural for me.
What you wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to do it. You know.
And what did you learn how to play guitar?
12, 13 years old, somewhere in there. My dad finally got me one after begging and begging and begging. And he doesn't know this, but they used to hide presents in the closet.
And you were sneaking.
I saw it wrapped up, and I was like, I know that's the Fender Strat Pack. I know it is, and I never told him that.
And then you try to like Christmas morning or whatever it is. You're like.
You try to be surprised, right?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but I knew. So.
Oh my God! I think we've all done that.
Yeah.
We even do it as parents. Now we had the presents in a closet, but growing up, I can remember sneaking into that closet.
Yeah.
Kind of looking and maybe opening up the edge and just kind of taking the surprise element away from.
We were rotten. We were a little rotten doing that, huh? Wouldn't you say? A little bit.
It was terrible. Terrible. Absolutely. But it's good. You're back singing. You're feeling better. You're going to fire up that tour again. But in the meantime, you're out with Brett, which is cool, which is really
cool. Like I learned so much just being around him, just his stage presence, how he handles himself, how he takes care of his voice, and how he eats right. I'm still working on that, obviously. And all these other things, but it's just great to have.
You might have to switch beers a little bit.
Yep. I'm doing the lighter beer tonight, you know, but tour is great.
How did you get to know Brett? Was he someone from the beginning of your Nashville days?
One of my friends is close with Brett, and he made the introduction just kind of naturally. Brett was over hanging out one night, and we hung out, and that's kind of what started it. And then we have the same booking agent, so that helped a little bit too. And then that friend of mine that knows him was like, "Hey, Brett, I don't think you've picked anybody to open on your tour. This was last year. Yeah, you ought to think about Nate." And he's like, I kind of like that idea. And then he took me out on the Good Day tour first as a first of 3. So I was opening, then it was Morgan Evans, and then it was Brett Eldredge. And then this year I'm direct support with a full band. And I'm so, right?
Dude, that's so awesome.
Don't you love it? It's like you're climbing up that ladder.
So that was a big moment for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I've got Morgan's spot this year. And it was an honor. It was like, oh man, because I remember watching it every night. Like, I wonder if I'll ever get like a direct support. That'd be crazy, you know?
So that's what it's called, direct support.
Direct
See,
support.
I learned 2 things tonight. This is awesome.
Hey, we can keep going.
So this is awesome.
I'm just sitting here listening.
So when you are the first opener, the
Yeah.
first show that you did, your opener number 1, generally, what do you get, like 15, 20 minutes that you get to play?
Yeah,
You're not
like
direct
20
support.
minutes, something like
Okay.
that. And then we get 40 now as direct support to 45, depends.
That's awesome. That's a big
Yeah, so you get a little more time. There's more people at the stage now.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool
It's
that
an
he lets us do
exciting
that.
thing. How exciting was it when you signed the deal with Sony?
Oh God. Oh
What were you thinking? What were you feeling?
man, I was on a Zoom at the time with the Sony team, and I have a video of some of it where we were talking. Cool. But there was one point where Randy Goodman, you know, he's the CEO of Sony Music Nashville, and he goes at one point he goes, "All right, Nate, well, you better call your lawyer." And I'm just like, and that's all he said, and everybody's like, anyways. So Nate, tell us more about. And it was like, I guess behind the scenes, everybody was texting like, "What does he mean? Is Nate in trouble, or like what's going on here?" You know. And then eventually, Margaret Tomlin, who's my A&R, she goes, "Just so everyone is clear, that was a record deal offer from Sony for Nate." And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I started crying, and I called my mom and my dad and my brother right away. And it was just like, it was a very emotional time. You know, you're just so grateful. You've wanted to do this your whole life as a kid, and you know,
and now it's all coming together for you.
Now it comes together.
Yeah, you know, but and I think the difference is making it about other people has been the thing that really opened the door for me. I think when I was younger, I would have made it about me, and I think having a clear vision, having a clear mission statement of why I'm doing this I feel like is why the doors opened, you know, and I'm just so happy, man.
You know, you hit it right on the head. It's about other people. It's about your fans. It's not about you. And we say that about working the radio thing too. It's not about us. It's about our listeners. And that's how you always make it. And that's what you do. And if you can do that, and if you do it right, you got nowhere to go but up. That's awesome.
Man, like I'm just a lucky messenger boy, you know, that gets to sing these songs for people and stuff. And I truly view this as I'm in the service industry, and like I really see it that way, you know, and it's an honor to be here.
Well, whiskey on You is out to radio, and we were just talking about it, and I kept listening to that today as well. I wasn't getting anything done because I knew I was going to be talking to Nate Smith tonight. So I kept listening, and I kept going, why what has taken him so long? What's going on? This is so very good. And then I started watching the videos, and then I love the fact that you recorded or filmed the video for I Don't Want to Go to Heaven. That was in a church, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? What's the acoustics in a setting like that's got to be phenomenal.
So rad. What a beautiful place to do it. But I don't know if you got a chance to see the Whiskey on You music video.
I was going to talk about that here in a minute. I saw the official video, and then I watched the other one as well with your ex-girlfriend, which is great, and your manager single, who's late to the show.
Yep,
it was great.
She's a TikTok kind of little sensation, you know, and she's just so spicy, and she's a good friend of mine, and just a good sport. And to have her be the angry girl in there was just the best move ever. So I was so thankful for it.
Yeah, I love the whole idea of that. You know, just somebody getting really teed off at you, pulling the plug, and then, you know, now she's the ex-girlfriend and she's trying to get into the gig. And she puts the disguise on, and they carry her away. I mean, all that was clever. That's fun. As cheesy as it may sound.
Yeah.
That was so awesome, dude.
It's like teetering that line of cheesy, but not going all the way there.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Who comes up with that idea? Like when you're going to do that for a song?
It's probably 4 things probably. It's probably like, obviously my director, Chris Ashley. It's me with him. It's my creative team at Sony. My management is helping a lot. And then some of it's just on the fly. Like there's I don't know if you saw the last scene. People lose it sometimes because it takes a second. But after the credits, Demps kicks the door open, and it's my buddy Skip peeing in the bathroom with the censored out finger, you know. And
it wasn't me, by the way. It's another Skip.
Another Skip. I figured that. So
That
you're
was
all
awesome.
collectively putting your ideas together to put it to film.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
now.
I'd say it starts with Chris.
Yeah.
With most of it, and then we just kind of figure out the rest as we go along, and it's so fun. He's filmed all my music videos.
Nice.
Have you been able to go across the pond? Have you been over in UK at all or anything like that? Because what I hear, we talk to a lot of artists, and anybody that's been over there to play, they say the country music fans are like over the top. They're so cool. Just
haven't been across the pond, but I did get to go to Canada. And we got to play Calgary and Edmonton, and yeah, we had a great turnout. I was like, they knew every song, man, every one of them, and just sang them with their whole heart. And I'm going to Boots and Hearts here this weekend, near Toronto, and yeah, I look forward to more.
What's that feeling when they're singing it back to you?
It's like we're all doing something together. It's just very like, I don't really have words to. I don't have a way to explain it. Just it's unreal, and you're just grateful. Like it's like wow, like, and then I don't know. We're just in this moment together, kind of thing.
And where do you see yourself going? Here it is, 2022. All right, what are your plans for new music? Let me put it that way. We've got Whiskey on You out, but
got Whiskey on You out. The next single will be a song called "I Found You." And
is that supposed to be a secret?
I don't think we just haven't like made a formal announcement about it, but it's all good. You could say that on there. That's coming out. I really love that song. And then we'll probably start doing pre-saves for the album late fall, early winter, and then dropping the album January, February, somewhere in there. So
wow.
Really happy to do that because getting the songs out, that's the whole thing, getting the music out there. So
your sound's very unique. It's great. It's fun. It's uplifting. It's just all about the fans. It
is.
I love that concept, man. That's the only way to do it. So what other jobs have you worked? You said, you wanted to be a nurse. You went back home. You took like 10 years off, but let me ask you this. What was the worst job you ever had?
Okay, that's really easy. That was actually in Nashville before.
No way.
I worked for a septic company. So we would dig up wherever the septic system was and then take the poop pipe. I don't know if that's called, but the poop pipe down into the hole there. And he paid us per empty, so we get $20 a hole basically.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure the turnover for that company was constant.
Yeah,
very hard to keep people.
Wasn't great. It was a little skip happens,
There you go. I knew it would happen sooner or later during this podcast. So there you go. Skip happens. Yeah, that's the joke is that's got to be a pretty crappy job. So
it really was. It really was. But I did a lot. I've been a courier for a dental lab. I've worked at Target. I've had various retail jobs,
but nothing like what you're doing now. Just to get you by, pay the bills, do what you gotta do. That's all.
Well,
I totally hear you.
All those jobs kind of help make us become well-rounded people in general.
You're right. You're right.
Because there's always going to be those jobs out there, and those people ultimately will become your fans, and you've experienced what they're doing. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I think that's a really good point. I think, and especially being a nurse assistant, you're looking at people in their lowest point of their life, and I was the kind of CNA that'd be like, all right, I know we're not supposed to, but even if it was safe, I would go grab them something extra or whatever they needed. And are you sure you're warm enough? Let's get you a blanket. And it just really put a passion for people in my heart, and I think that translates with the music now and stuff. So
are you still thinking about at least getting a degree in nursing, or you're going to stick? Obviously you're doing very well with what you're doing now, but to have that background or something to fall back on it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, right now it's just not even on my radar because I wouldn't have time if I wanted to right now. I couldn't.
Yeah, you don't want to start the IVs. You don't want to draw blood.
If I slow down for any reason, God forbid, then yeah, I'll definitely. But just I'm really, really, really busy right now, so it's hard to.
Oh yeah, that we know, and absolutely. Just thought I'd ask because I
Yeah.
mean, anybody that's got that interest, that's kind of cool, and I think it's always upstairs. You're always thinking about it, but
Well, and with nursing too, the cool thing about nursing is it's not just floor nurse. There's so many different things you can do as a nurse. You can be like a nurse educator. You could be like, there's a lot of things.
I know you're out with Brett, but if you could collaborate with anybody else, who would that be?
In country?
Yeah, and anything, any genre of music.
I mean, I'd really like to work with Adele.
Oh,
I think that'd be pretty fun. And then in country, excuse me, I'd love to do something with Stapleton. That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
oh my God, that would be so awesome. And you never know, dude. You just keep doing what you're doing. You never know.
You never know.
Never know. So Nate Smith Official is the website. If somebody was to go there, they're going to find everything out about you. Is that true?
They'll find a basic little overview. There's a lot of layers here, a lot of onion layers, but
There is.
That's the basics. But yeah, they can go there. My Instagram is just Nate Smith, nice and easy to find, and we got hats. We got.
I was going to ask about the merch because we always push the merch to support the artist, and you need all the help you can get. We totally get that. But you are just on your way. I know Whiskey on You is gonna, pretty soon it's gonna be one of the most added songs. I just have that feeling it's gonna happen.
Wow.
I've listened to a lot of music, and that definitely, it's right there. Not just saying that because I'm talking to you. I just, I listen to music all the time. And it's like, wow, we need more of this. On that note, though, how many instruments do you play?
Well, in Nashville, I don't play any instruments because everybody's so good. I don't say I play anything. But I do dabble in piano. I dabble in acoustic. And that's pretty much it.
What is a Nate Smith show like?
Well, it's good for people to come out to these shows because they're going to hear a lot of songs that aren't out right now, so they're able to hear all the new stuff. But my shows are kind of emotional, but kind of fun. They're fun, but there's a bit of a roller coaster, a little bit of them. So like there's moments where it's like we're all just and then there's moments where there might be some tears sometimes because my voice sounds so bad. But no, it's just kind of like it's a journey. It's a journey, I'd say.
It is a journey. It sounds really exciting to be able to come out and take in one of your shows.
I would
love to do that sometime. Would have to see. I go to Nashville on occasion. Deb is there quite often, to be honest with you, like every other week. But I get out there once in a while, so we're definitely going to have to look you up and keep in touch. And with your music, Whiskey on You, and look forward to the album. You said that's going to drop early in the year, probably. We'll keep an eye out. Do you know what it's going to be called yet?
We're leaning towards self-titled. Because I've been thinking about different song titles that we could use it as the album name, and none of them really hit right. I'm not doing what you're doing, just doing what I do. I kind of like it when it's self-titled. Okay.
Then I know who it is. I know, it's Nate Smith's album, and this is good. So
just my name.
There you go, Nate Smith. And some cool graphic on it. That's all with your name. That's all. Yeah. And Sony will do a good job of that.
They're amazing. They're so good at it.
They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, Nate Smith. We've been chatting with him for the last 30 minutes or so. I can smell the tacos.
Oh yeah, his tacos have probably been ready for 10 minutes.
I know.
Oh, maybe.
Is he ever going to shut up there? He needs to come down and eat.
Look, I ain't starving to death over here. You know what I mean? I got some
You got some reservation, whatever. Yeah, reserve.
Yeah.
Talking about that, what's your favorite food? Real quick.
I like Italian a lot.
But
I bounce between Italian and Mexican. I just go back and forth and back and forth. I don't know which one.
Nothing like a good meal with pasta.
Oh gosh, mac and cheese, lasagna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I hear you. You can't see it, but it's right here. So yeah, absolutely. Nate, thank you for taking the time to chat with us here a little bit tonight. We look forward to the music. You're definitely on your way with Sony and those that work for Sony and those that are pushing your music. They know what they're doing. It's a great team. Talk to them all the time. Just look forward to getting your song on the radio and getting it played for our listeners here in the Northeast.
Man.
You know, it's a start, it's a step. And well, let me put it this way: you're off and running, dude. And just your whole attitude is awesome. It's so positive. Gotta love that too. So.
Hey, you guys are sweet. I seriously appreciate you guys having me on. And hopefully this isn't the last time. I'd like to do it again. So.
No, we would love to do it again too. I know Deb and I, we talk to a lot of artists every week, as you know. If you check us out, if you go to SkiP HappEns on YouTube or on the I tagged you, but on the Facebook page too, and all these videos are posted automatically, which is pretty cool. But you know, pass the word. You can share this podcast if you would. It'd be greatly appreciated. Sure. And Deb's got some info for you.
Oh, well, we are at the official Country Music Fan Club. You can follow us on Facebook. We will push out your new music when it comes out. We'll make sure we get it out to all of our fans, who will then become your fans. So we love doing that. We're on Instagram.
I'm not mad about
Facebook.
that.
I didn't think so. And you definitely have to get to Syracuse, hopefully next spring or summer.
Absolutely.
The wheels are in motion already.
Yes. If you guys do want to come and you need tickets or something to this one on Friday, just hit up my label and whoever booked this, and would be more than happy to get you a couple. So
we appreciate that. Most importantly, hopefully anybody watching this, you know, if they find out where it is, go and enjoy the show. And it's you and Brett, and it's just going to be just a great night of entertainment. And we look, as I mentioned minutes ago, we look forward to all the new music coming down. Whiskey on You is out there. You can download it. You can buy it, and you will not. I promise you, it's a promise for me. It's a fact. You will not be disappointed. It rocks. So, all right, Nate Smith, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on SkiP HappEns. If you hang on there, and I'd like to talk to you just for a second when we click off, and then you can go eat your tacos. Your tacos and what do they call the little beers again? We used to call them.
They're called ponies.
Ponies. That's it. A pony.
Ponies.
Yeah, a pony. There you go. With the little finger up, pinky up. All right. Nate, thanks again.
Yeah. No, thank you. Seriously, guys. That was awesome. That was really easy. Felt like I was just hanging out with a couple friends, you know?
There you go. That's the whole idea of SkiP HappEns. It's nothing official. It's just we have a conversation. We just have a little bit of fun. So that's what it is. It's called SkiP HappEns. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.